and launch. And in actual fact, we may already be live on Influencer Me. Oh my goodness, it's offering me a whole lot of weird stuff. Okay, we are 1 month to monetize your mojo. Okay, are we good to go, Caryn?
We are.
Yay. Hello, Facebook family. I'm guessing we are live already. It's Jo Hawkins here with Influencer Magazine, and I have Caryn Greeff with me today. We are going to be discussing the most exciting plan that we've got coming up, and we would love to have you on this journey with us. So we just want to welcome you, first of all. Caryn, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. Hi, everyone.
So let's just fill everyone in.
Wow.
So today we are so very excited because we've been working on a clever little plan. We are going to be teaching people how to monetize their mojo in a month using to pivot their purpose and fascination.
Very exciting stuff.
Very exciting.
We're gonna help people discover their hidden treasures.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Caryn has got the most amazingly exciting background in coaching with Fascinate and 7. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, first of all, Caryn?
Okay, well, Fascinate in 7 is based on the program called How to Fascinate, and it basically everyone has natural advantages, you know, things that they naturally do. They have triggers at a certain age. When you communicate, you let those triggers off, and that's what people are attracted to. So the same way that big brands, you know, if you're watching adverts on TV or something and you see Nando's do something, they're the rebel brand. In Fascinate, it's called the creative, the innovative brand. People naturally give off that fascination as well. And when you understand how you naturally fascinate others, you're then able to captivate your audience. So that's what it's about. It's basically finding your unique difference, what makes you unique, and it's teaching you how to be more of who you already are.
And so this is what's so very exciting, because Caryn comes from this perspective, and everything that I do is about learning your unique zone of genius, that thing that is so natural to you and such a gift that you often don't even see it. And so this is where the magic comes in, because Caryn and I have come together and we've put together something that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So Caryn will teach you how to come forth with your natural gifts and talents, the way that you communicate, but may not even know it, right, Caryn?
Quite right, yes. It's broken down into, you know, from my side, it's broken down into 7 ways. So you connect with emotion, or you connect with confidence, you connect with detail. There's certain things that you do, and it's discovering what that is so that you can just do more of it. And it also will then elevate you above the crowd, because you're going to actually have stop the scroll, as they say. Why should somebody stop on you? If they're looking for a certain, professional, somebody to help them, why should they choose you? Because of what you bring. It's what your natural difference is. And I think that in today's day, differences matter more than strengths do. You know, it's how you are uniquely equipped to help somebody else with your skill set.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you had some very interesting facts on that, some statistics. Now I'm putting you on the spot. I'm not sure if you even remember them in your head. But what were you were using your strengths versus if you were using your weaknesses? So instead of
No, it wasn't. It's the Carnegie Institute actually did a study, and 85% of your financial success is your ability to lead. So it's being a brilliant conversationalist. It's got nothing to do with technical skills, only 15% of it. So it's what makes you fascinating to other people. And you know what is fascination? It's an intense focus. When you are fascinated with something, you are, if I'm watching a movie and I'm fascinated, don't come into the room. I won't even push pause to go to the toilet because I'm completely fascinated. That's what you want. You've got 7 seconds to create an impression. So you can't close a deal in 7 seconds, but you can certainly draw enough attention to make people want to carry on listening to you. And that's the aim. It's to be able to gain your audience in 7 seconds. And we can't be everything to everyone. So the aim is to be you and capture the audience that you're going to capture through that.
That's it. It's about being more of who you really are, and you might not even know that that's who you really are.
Quite right. And Sally Hogshead, actually, she's the founder of Fascinate, and one of her slogans is "Different is better than better." It's just be you, be different, and my tagline, you know, if you look at my profile and stuff, it's what makes you unique, makes you successful. Rather stand out than blend in. So, yeah.
100%, and mediocre is overrated.
Totally. Yeah, every time you communicate, you're either adding value or you're taking up space. So we need to add value every time we talk. And we can do that if we understand. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know how you add value, then how do you expect other people to know that? And I think that's the big thing at the moment. There's such a buzz around personal branding, personal branding, personal branding. Everyone's going on about personal branding. But, you know, personal branding is really, it starts with identifying who you are. And the Fascinate program is based on how the world views you. So it's the only one of its kind that is based on how the world views you already. So by doing this and actually realizing how the world sees you, it helps you to be more of that because you're doing it naturally. You just don't realize it.
100%, 100%. And you cannot give what you do not have. And if you have it, but you don't know it, it's much harder to give it, right?
Well, you actually said something very interesting when we started, and you said that sometimes it comes so naturally to you. And that's one of the things, you know, your innate gifts, your special skills and talents that you have, because they come so naturally to you, you don't realize that it's actually a superpower. You take it for granted. So what we're here to do is to actually show you that you're so close to the goods, you know, you can't see the wood for the trees. But if you actually realize that this is what you naturally do and you just be more of it, it's so simple. So we're not changing you. Nobody wants to change you. It's just be more of who you already are.
And I think this is the whole trick. I know when I moved to the UAE, I felt completely lost and undone in a sense. You know, my identity had been all wrapped up in my business and my home and my community and, you know, everything that I was there. And when I came here, nobody knew me as any of that, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And I felt like I had lost myself. Obviously, I hadn't, but it was like how to regain yourself and pivot in a way that was going to be meaningful and purposeful and a true expression of who you are so that you have the most fulfillment, you know? And I had to go on this amazing little journey finding my heart song, finding that part of me that wanted to carry on and live and breathe and have more space and grow and develop, you know, and which parts of me I wanted to prune and allow them to go and really tune into my soul and my purpose and work out what it was that I was here to do. And at one stage, it was incredibly painful, you know, learning that I wasn't what I had thought I was, that I wasn't all these trimmings. And then who was I? And life is so busy. And I think that's probably the gift of COVID is that people have had to slow down. We have had to refocus and become quiet. You know, we can't run out and socialize all the time. So we have had a lot more introspection, which has got this incredible gem in its hand for us, learning who we really are and what makes us come alive, you know? And so,
do you know what's, I'm sorry. No, you know what's amazed me about COVID is that, and it actually happened before COVID through coaching clients. A lot of people, you know, I started off in the sort of business owners and corporate field. And a lot of people that I worked with said to me, I wish I had known this when I was young. I wish I had known this about myself because I would have probably chosen a completely different career path. And they say that you change careers up to 12 times in your life. So why not just do what makes you happy? Because often we are told, we're sort of guided by parents, by what expectations of others are. But what COVID has allowed people to do is actually figure out what it is that they really want to do. Yes. And a lot of people were forced into a position where they had to start pivoting because the jobs were lost, things happen. So why not now? Why not start now by doing what it is that makes you happy and learning how to monetize that? Because number one, you've got to follow your passion. I mean, if you follow your passion, you can monetize it. It comes easily to you. And then knowing how to leverage that is the skill. You know, how to communicate that to others is what's really what it's all about.
I think that's 100% correct, because why work in a field that doesn't turn you on?
Exactly. I met somebody on the weekend that said to me, for 30 years, they've been going to the same job, doing the same thing every day. And I said, do you enjoy it? And he said, I absolutely hate it.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, how sad is that? It pays the bills and there's gratitude 100%, but he absolutely hates what he does.
Oh.
I mean, more people need to realize you don't have to, you know, find that passion and bring it. You are needed. Everybody has a unique skill. They've got a unique thing that people buy into. And it's real. If you're authentic, it comes across. So be more of that. Just go and find your heart song, like you say. Well, that's why we're here. Help you find that heart song and help you actually, you know, monetize it. The other side of it is also, obviously, if you are business owners and you're wanting to stand out and differentiate yourself from others, then that's what you need to do. You need to find out what makes you unique to your industry, because there are a lot of people, let's say it's accountants. There are loads of accountants out there, but not everybody brings your flair to how you do accounting. So find out what that genius is. What is it that you do differently to other people, and leverage that. Because that's going to stop the scroll. That's going to make people want to do business with you. And the aim is not to be all things to all people. It's to have those people that buy in and trust you, and they're never going to leave them. You can actually build that culture of engagement, which is so important.
Russell Brunson speaks about the red ocean and the blue ocean. I don't know if you've heard of this, Caryn.
No.
So the red ocean is that thing that is just everybody can do it. And it's often skills based rather than purpose and unique based. And that is that sea where now there's so much competition that there's sharks in that water and it's becoming bloody. Everybody's biting each other, you know?
Quite right.
And the blue ocean is when you found that difference. What makes you unique, your unique zone of genius? What sets you apart? What is your heart song where you alone are the expert in the world?
Exactly. And it's also learning how to step into that. You know, we all have one of the advantages, as we call them, is power. And, you know, you get some people that are naturally confident. They walk in, they command a stage, it comes easily to them. And you get those that aren't really. But if you learn how to just tap into that side, you can become the authority in what you're doing. You know, if you love what you do, you're passionate about it, you learn how to actually just stand in that, you know, to be intense. That's how people do. And you tap into that, you can become an authority. And I think being part of Influencr, that's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's to get you up to that status where you're actually figuring it out. And we're giving you the tools to do that. Because when you know what makes you most valuable to other people, you're more authentic when you communicate, you're going to feel more confident, and you're going to be able to make an impression in relationships. You're going to learn about what comes naturally to you and how it's going to improve your business and communication skills. So it's going to give you that rock solid confidence to actually walk into a room and own it. 100%. Because you might not be a public speaker, but that doesn't mean you can't own a room. You know, you just do it your way.
Love that. Love that. And I think that's part of what we're offering, hey, that we should let everybody know. And that is that this training, which is called 1 month to monetize your mojo, pivot with purpose and fascination. And the certification at the end of it is an influencer mentor certification. So it's going to be 5 weeks. And we're going to include all of Caryn's fascination, and I'm going to do the deep dive into finding your unique purpose, your calling, your heart song. We'll combine it with the fascination and the right language to use, and then we'll teach you how to monetize it in various ways so that you can have a pandemic-proof, recession-proof business.
And also to identify the key characteristics that make people more likely to hire you, to listen to you, your clients to remain loyal to you. Once you know what you're doing and how you do it, and you can actually then be more of that. You know, we can take it down even to a tagline, like Nike, just do it. Have your own tagline of what it is that you do. So when people are looking, why should I do business with you? Well, if you do, this is what you're going to get from doing that. So, you know, I'll give you a little story, just a quick example. I had a client that's, he's got a shower business, and, you know, he said to me the one day, it comes down to price. You know, commoditization, it's a price war. And I said to him, but why are you selling on price? And he said, because that's what it is. When I'm quoting, people are looking at that. So I said, but you're not selling let's look at your profile, which we did. And he came out as prestige on top. Now, prestige is excellence. He sets the standard. So I said to him, what does that mean to you? He takes his shoes off when he walks into somebody's house because they've got expensive carpets. You know, the kind of showers that he sells, it's quite pricey. So the houses that he's going into are affluent houses that, you know, they've spent a lot of money on carpeting. He puts ground sheets down. He does all of that. I said, but that is a unique difference that you're already bringing. You're not just somebody that's going to rock up and damage glass tiles and do all of that. You're actually bringing that excellence to everything that you're doing. So he started selling on that basis. Actually, you know what? Take the price out of it. You want to work with me, this is what you get. And he actually his income has just gone up and up and up. And people are starting to know him as the guy, if that's the kind of job that you want done. So that's the power of what we're doing. It's to take your business, find out what it is that you do differently to everybody else, and leverage it. Because people want that. Not everybody wants that excellence. Not everybody cares that you take your shoes off, but those that do, they're going to look for him. You know, that's simplifying it. Your volume's gone, Joe.
Sorry. When you take it down to the story, that is when you capture people's attention, because it just brings it home, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is that, isn't it? It's everybody has their own flair. But I mean, how many of you watching even know what that is? You know that you're good at what you do. You know, some of you know that you're passionate about it. Some of you might be looking for that passion, but whatever it is, do you know that that is your flair? That's a question you need to answer. Exactly. If you don't, let us help you.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Because it's not always so easily found or seen, you know, it's often discovered only through long drama, unless you led on a path, you know. So
yes, exactly.
For me, I sat down and wrote out a whole lot of workbooks and worksheets, and I led myself on a retreat. And so that forms the basis of everything that I now teach, because I know exactly what will touch this part of a person's heart and what will waken that part. And so it's the same process that I use to find all the gems in my life and string yes. along those pearls and see, gosh, they're actually all connected when I look at it. You know, those ones could be connected, but I didn't enjoy them, so we pushed them aside, you know. But it was just so amazing watching it come together into something that I could really put my whole heart into and know that that was my soul signature, so to speak.
Which is incredible. You know, also, Joe, the Fascinate system, I'm going back to just quickly on the Fascinate system, it's based on branding. So anybody that's watching that knows DISC, Myers-Briggs, you know, the other sort of psychometric testing things that are out there, this is not based on that. This is based on branding. So to give you another little idea, I mean, Sally Hogshead, who founded Fascinate, she did a study on online dating. And it was I think it was match24.com. Now, anybody that's ever done online dating, 26,000 people vying for one soulmate. So you got to actually like really stand out. And how do you do that? If you go in there with hi or, you know, let's get it on, that's not going to create any interest. So it's actually finding it's the same thing. Online dating works the same way as business. You have to stand out. And you got to find that signature thing that you do. And we can actually, after the training that we're offering, put it down into 2 words that will actually sum up everything that you do. Now, when I say the 2 words, if you again think of Nike, just do it. What does just do it mean to you? It's action. Get up and do it. Nike, it's a whole brand behind it. So your 2 words that you're finding for yourself will sum up your entire business of why they should work with you. It's a powerful tagline that's actually going to make you memorable, and it's based on your unique personality and what you do.
Wow, I think that's amazing. And so let's talk for a moment about Influencer Me and Influencer Magazine and what's going on there so that people can tie everything together.
Yes.
So Influencer Magazine is really about a community, and the community space is called Influencer Me. And this is kind of like a Facebook and kind of like a learning platform. It's kind of like my dream come true, because it's everything that would have made the biggest difference to my online business a number of years ago. And so we wanted to make it the easiest place for people to be able to come in and launch as coaches and mentors, so that they can focus on what they are brilliant at. And we can take care of all of the tech and all of the nightmare for them. So it's state-of-the-art branding, is absolutely beautiful. And in there is going to be where we will host this training.
Amazing. Hey? It's such a great platform. We'll put the links in, won't we, for everyone to go and actually have a look.
Absolutely. Influencer.me, spelt my funny way without the E, because influence is the first stage of leadership. And I really believe that a lot of the word influence has been totally debased in our modern world, and we are commoditizing it rather than realizing its real value of leading yourself to greatness first, and that causing a magnetic resonance that allows other people to be attracted and to follow, because they admire what you're doing, not because of a certain perfume brand or something.
Exactly. Fantastic.
And so people would come out with a certificate as a mentor for Influencer Me, and should they choose to use the platform, it would be there at their service.
Exciting stuff. And I'm privileged to be a mentor on Influencer. So I can tell you it's pivoted my business. And it's been an amazing, amazing community. It's not just a platform, it's a community. It's a community of people that get together with like-minded. They've all got the same goals, the same vision, the same dream. They're all to elevate and help each other. And I think one thing we've learned as well in COVID, well, one of the many things we've learned is collaboration. So it gives you a platform to collaborate with the others. The same way we're bringing our skills together. People are not alone. You don't have to go this alone. You know, you've got certain skills, you come with someone that's got certain skills, and you work out programs together. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to actually increase business and just be authentically you with people that are like-minded. That's what it's meant for me, which has been great.
Networking and alliancing and family bond building. We have grown
Absolutely.
so much as experts, haven't we? By just leaning on each other's strengths.
Yes, we have, certainly. But also, you know, it's people, I think 2020, before COVID, there was already a buzz about personal branding. And I don't like to use the words personal brand, even though I know it's vitally important, because it's been, you know, it's kind of been saturated by people's perception of what personal branding is. And they've gone out there and decided, well, we need to have a brand now. So they go and they copy other people, they watch their competition, they see what they're doing, and they start building these brands based on what they think people actually want to see. And that's been the biggest thing. And then they wonder why it fails, because they doubt it. It's not real, it's not authentic. So they don't know where to start. And that's why I think to figure out what it is that you do naturally to actually stop selling products and start selling you. You know, you are your business, you are your product. So it's not about, you know, in the old days when we were, well, I know, coming from a sales and marketing background, you learned your product, you went out there, you closed the sale. It was a hard sell. It was, you know, all these sales techniques of how to do it. People don't do that anymore. The art of sales has got nothing to do with selling. It's got to do with connection. That's what it is. And you connect with people when you're authentic, and people connect to you in an authentic way because you're constantly going to be the same. And I think to build your personal brand based on factually who you are and knowing that, discovering that about yourself, that's never going to change. It's always going to be you. You're always going to have that stamp on it.
Absolutely. And here's the big thing that I keep getting, you know, my head just goes crazy over this. And that is how many clients come to me and they've already rebranded, I don't know how many times, new logos, new everything. And I'm going like, oh, there is so much more to do than to keep rebranding. You know, that's not the fix all, right?
Exactly.
It's getting back to who you truly are and your calling. When you know your calling, everything changes.
It does. It really does.
And we'll never change that.
I've been privileged to see a lot of people starting up their own, their own businesses, actually taking a risk and doing it. I've been part of it. I've been helping people do that. And it's been wonderful when they have those moments of, oh my gosh, oh wow, this really is me. And people know, I had a client the other day that heard all about the session. We spoke about it. And then she decided that she thought she knew who she was. And when I gave her results, she said, no, that doesn't sound like me. So I said, well, hold on, let's go through it. And by the end of it, she was like, wow, I really didn't see that. So it really is, it's amazing that they're actually blind to what, it doesn't mean if you don't have passion as a top advantage that you're not a passionate person. It just means that that's not the way you communicate. You don't communicate through passion, you communicate through innovation, or so it's been a fabulous thing to watch. And I've also had the privilege of working with teams. So again, it's not just for individual people, it's within a team. When you know how you communicate, when you know what to look out for, you look out for your pitfalls. When you get into stressful modes, how your personality can actually put people off, because you become too much of one thing. So we teach you how to balance it out and teach you how to, passion is fabulous. I'm passion all over it, but you don't want to see me in what we call double trouble, because that's dramatic. Because isn't that the other side of passion? Drama. So you learn how to balance it and not be that. And it's just such an exciting, fun way to do it. And when you place that into your business and you're just able to be you, it's a wonderful place to be. But Joe, let's talk a bit more about you're talking about finding your heart song and that, because discovering your passion is one thing, but you also focus a lot on purpose and actually monetizing as well, monetizing your passion, which is a really, really big thing, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. They've got these skills, they discover it, and then they don't know what to do with it.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. I have done so much amazing training on entrepreneurship, on expert developing, on speaking, on book writing, on course producing, on master facilitating, train the trainer. And what I've done is I've amalgamated the core essence of all of that, of the sales, of the neuroscience of business. And I have packaged it into this tiny little training that is dynamite. So what I believe in is taking the slightest leverage, the smallest thing that can create the biggest result. And that is what I always focus on. So that is what you're going to get. You're going to get not only how to discover your heart song, your unique zone of genius, and Caryn's amazing way that you communicate that, what other people are reading in you that you may not even know. And then we amalgamate that as how to flesh that out into training, into something that is monetizable, that is an asset, an intellectual asset. What I love about it is that many people can do this from the simplest, most tiny little thing that can become something that sustains them and their family for years to come. So I'm just going to give you a silly example, but I just want to post a link here, Caryn. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
So there's a lawyer, a lady lawyer, who loved to crochet. And when she was learning how to pivot and how to, create a business online, she thought she couldn't use her crocheting fascination and passion. And, she was saying, you can study crocheting for free on YouTube, who's going to pay my kind of rates? But she was completely wrong. What she found out that happened was all the other lawyer ladies who loved to crochet formed a group and liked to pay her high prices because they got the right sort of minds in the group, and they could all talk law while they crocheted. So she was then invited to speak at different conventions and things where she had paid to be a guest before. She was now being paid to come and speak. And she was earning twice as much with a quarter of the amount of work,
Amazing.
So really and truly, this is about finding your purpose, and it's got nothing to do with what anyone else thinks or whatever is free online. Because here, I'm going to give you my Hawkins formula, and that is that there are 3 stages of earning with information. So you can have a university professor, right? And he knows everything about his topic and he earns piddle.
Quite right.
Because you can Google that information anywhere you like. And then you've got the level where somebody's got a bit of expertise and they can earn a bit more because they can lead people along a journey. And then you've got the person who has mastery. And when you have mastery, you own your space. Nobody can question you on it because you just have such authority. It is your zone. And you are so familiar with it. You're so versed in expressing it that you can command any price you like. And so that is what influence is all about. It's about getting people from the level where they think they have to know everything and just be a Google, so their knowledge is not actually going to pay them, to the area where they are absolutely the world expert in their field, because nobody can have the same zone of genius as you have once we've identified what that is.
Exactly. And that's the thing, isn't that amazing? To know you're going to have zero competition. You know, I say zero because if you're bringing that unique flair and you're bringing that difference into it, they're following you. So you're not competing with anyone on it. That's your space. You own it, exactly like you said. And also what we're going to be covering from the Fascinate side is when you're learning to do your own anthem and you're learning to actually to sum yourself up in those words, it's based on your customer's biggest pain point and how it solves your customer's problem. So we really go into why you would be the correct choice for your target market's pain point. And if you can solve that and make people happy by giving them what they want, you start getting into value-based pricing where you're actually charging for your worth. It's because you bring that, you know, to the table, and that's what makes you stand out. But you need to discover that first. You're on mute, Joe.
Sorry. We've got some stunning comments here on Facebook, so let's have a look at some of them.
Okay, just remember, I can't do that and speak. My skill for everyone listening is definitely not technical. I'll sit and chat. Don't make me look at comments and answer. I'm not going to be posting links now. If anybody wants anything, I wouldn't know where to find it.
Wayne is saying it sounds like an amazing assessment that you do, Caryn, and yes, it absolutely is. I did it, and Caryn and I laughed and laughed and laughed, right?
We did. I was spot on though. So, you know, it becomes a thing where you actually, I love what I do. I really do. I love actually making people have those aha moments where they go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. It's really awesome. And it's fun. I own my weaknesses. I tell you, I have no issue telling you. I don't give me details. If you want me to have an instruction manual and read it from start to end, it's never going to happen. I don't do that. I'm dormant in that language. I do not speak detail like that. So I have no problem shouting that out from the rooftops because I know where I'm strong and I know that that's not my thing. And I think that's also, you know, you get your confidence levels from knowing what you're good at. You don't really care about anything else. You know, another thing which is also important is previously people were told to figure out what your weaknesses are and try and build on them. And that creates what we call the mediocrity trap. When you're so focused on trying to get your weaknesses up there, you start taking away your strengths because you're focusing on that. So forget about the weaknesses. Other people can do that. You focus on what you're good at and you build that so you're not mediocre. Otherwise, you just become average. Nobody wants to be average. No. So I'm happy to say I'm not going to look at an instruction manual ever. So, or any lawyers watching are like, no, I'm not the one that reads every part of the contract. I sign on the dotted line. That's typical of a passion personality as well. I get caught up in the moment. It's based on emotion. I'm in. The rest is not my strength.
So Marion is asking if we need a website to be up and running in order to be in the right place to do our training. Absolutely not, right?
Not at all. No.
We prefer it if you don't.
Yes.
Because trust me, after you've learned this, you're going to want to change things.
Definitely.
So everything with Influencr is I designed it so that you don't actually even need a website to be up and earning very well. You can always do your website later should you wish. But we've kind of got you sorted. So you've got your whole academy. This academy and event section are at your service. And it's state of the art. It's beautiful. And you don't have to pay. When you get paid, we get a portion. So don't worry about trying to set up online. Just come in and learn to earn. I like my students to be earning fast, because that's the only thing that I can then say, if they are feeding their family, then I've done a good job.
Exactly. And feeding it, enjoying what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Coming home feeling energized. You know, one of the things we do is we figure out what energizes you and keeps you in the flow, because there's exercises and tasks that you have to do which actually tell you whether you are in what we like to term wellspring, where you're feeling good and you've energized, and you can think about times in your life when you were in that zone. And then quicksand. I mean, quicksand is when you're doing something that you absolutely hate. So you might have different facets to your job, and there's certain parts of them that you really, or your business that you just don't like. And we teach you how to actually just sort of spin it around, so you're spending more time in the flow, and the rest of it takes care of itself when you do that. You know, talking about websites and that as well, through doing the program and the courses that we do, there's Fascinating 7, and I've actually created Fascinate by Design as well, which is all about that. So we'll get to that. If there's people that need different branding and stuff from an actual, not personal branding, but from a branding perspective, you know, there are options. There's lots of, so don't worry about that. The first step, baby steps.
Exactly. And I mean, really and truly, as you learn this stuff, you will change most of what you're doing, because what I've discovered is that our life is so noisy, it's so busy, that we seldom have enough time to introspect and really tap into who we are and what we are here to do.
Exactly. You know, also the Kelton study, that's just so people get a bit of a background of Fascinate. It was done on something called the Kelton study. It's a company overseas that work with the top 100 companies in America. And they based it on return on investment from branding. You know, the whole study itself, it's been a really comprehensive thing. And the goal was to define the role of fascination in our lives and measure it in tangible terms. So all the hard work is already done for you. It's basically going in there and telling you, this is who you are. Now, I have to just tell you the story. When I started, my results came back, but I was in a place in my life where I didn't believe the results, and I thought it can't be. I can't be that person. And I tussled with it for about 6 months. I sat there thinking, you know, that doesn't sound like me. But as I continued on my development journey of myself, the more I've stepped into myself and the more I've actually realized that because I'm a Fascinated advisor, I was able to redo the test. And I kind of, the results, you'd think that they would be different. And I tried to sort of circumvent and say that you are who you are. You really are who you are. And I didn't want to embrace it, but now I have. And since I've done that, I can actually see, and I've started to become more of myself. So it is a journey. This is the starting block. And some of you might not resonate immediately, but you just keep on going and you start realizing more and more. So it gives you a fast track to where you actually want to get to. You don't have to do the guesswork. It's all been done for you.
Oh,
it's amazing.
How exciting. Yeah. So Marion is asking us, please, can we just let her out of her plane and tell her how long and how much? So it is 5 weeks, 10 sessions. And the investment is in US dollars, $888. So we have brought the price right down because we've got COVID and we're launching an exciting platform, and we really just want to give amazing value and have a lot of fun while we do it, don't we, Caryn? We kind of just way too excited about delivering this training and watching lives change and mentoring you along the way as you develop your programs and monetizing in various ways. So one of the big signatures of Influencr is a lifestyle business. And that means having amazing fun while you're doing it.
Absolutely. And it's value packed. It really is. You've got tasks, you've got workbooks, there's so much, but it's not, when I say that, it's not time consuming. You're not doing an MBA. You know, it's something that you can fit into your life. You can actually enjoy the sessions with us. And when you come out of it, it is applicable immediately. It's not something that's going to end up in, you know, a lot of training that I personally have done myself, you in the moment and it's great. And then you put it in your drawer and you forget about it. This is something that when you walk away from it, it's already, we've got stats on that where the results are immediately applicable. So it really is, it's something that's well worth it. I just wanted to tell you as well, on the Kelton study, women will spend more to be fascinating than they spend on food and clothes combined. An average of $338 a month to be the most fascinating person in the room. That's roughly 15% of their net income. I'm just mentioning that because it's just it's the two of us talking as women. It's obviously for men, but it's true. And it's people are willing to pay a great deal of money if you can help them become fascinating. So
Okay.
Those are stats.
Speaking of which, let's put the perfume on while we talk.
I don't have my handy. I did perfume before we started.
I just, after listening to that stat, I'm like, oh my word, we better have another squish.
But it's true. You know, we're sitting here in our Zoom call and people can't smell, but that's a very natural thing. Put the perfume on, it makes you feel better, you know, you feel fascinating, but that is what it is. It's fascinated people they're more engaged with their work, they're more loyal to companies, if they are, and there's no such thing as a one size fits all. We are all fascinating in our own way. And I think that's the biggest part to take out of this, whether you believe it or not. We are all fascinating in our own way. So find out what you naturally do. You know, I just want to give you, just talking about big brands, you know, if you think about Mont Blanc as a pen, or Jimmy Choo, Joe, you'll relate to Jimmy Choo. That is excellence all over it. It's prestige. If you own Jimmy Choo's, it's like you're walking around with your, you know, this is who I am. If you look at Johnson & Johnson, if there's any moms and that are out there, you know, it's trusted, it's tried. You're going to use that with your kids because they've got trust. If you look at Batman's mystique, curiosity, you know, Lady Gaga, she's completely mystique. You never know what she's going to do next. So the same way that brands and people have these fascinating things that make you want to buy into it, every single person has that as well. Everyone, you all have that. It's just figuring out what it is and leveraging it. That's it.
I love it. And this is it. It's learning that you are enough, right?
Absolutely.
And not only that, but that you can be comfortable in your own skin.
Definitely. And be authentic. Be you. You know, you don't want to be anyone else. Just be yourself. Whatever flair it is that you bring. It's just, that's who you are. I mean, I look at the story with Tiger Woods as the golfer. He was the good boy of golf and everybody loved Tiger Woods and he had all these endorsements and it was amazing. And then he had a little bit of a scandal, didn't he? And he lost all his sponsorships. Why had he not just been the bad boy of golf? He would have had different sponsorships, but the same thing if he had just been himself. You know, just be you. And it doesn't mean that everyone's going to buy into you, but those that do are certainly not going to leave because you're never going to surprise them. Whereas with him, he lost both because the people that would have supported him, not so much, and the people that did would support him. So don't do that. Just yourself. Just be yourself.
Oh, just checking out. We've got some comments that are not coming through, so I'm just replying to some people here. We've got Stephen. Yay, Stephen! I'm so glad you've been with us from the beginning. We just didn't see your comments. Thank you.
Is that Stephen Levy?
You got it.
I can't see him. Hello, Dare to Be Coaching. Also one of the mentors. Fabulous, fabulous Stephen. I'm so glad you're watching.
Me too. I think that we've got the best group to hang with. We've got.
Oh, we really do.
I feel so honored every day to serve with these amazing people and rub shoulders and grow from each other's glory, you know?
Oh, it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah. Caryn, what else have we got to tell people and get them into the zone? Let's have a quick look at what else we wrote down that we wanted to tell everybody.
Well, we're going to help them identify their problem. So, you know, what it is that they can solve, why they're the perfect solution to the problem for clients, and how they're going to tangibly add value through the solution that they offer. So there's a lot of work that goes into what we're doing, which is you're going to come out there being an authority in what you're doing. You really are. It's something where you're going to know just like you know. So whatever your anthem is, it could be practical solutions, it could be nurturing work ethic, whatever you come up with, it's going to sum up what you do, and you're going to be able to go out confidently and actually just sell your business and yourself in that space.
This is it. So Tony Robbins says that there are 6 human needs. And at the end of the day, the highest energy wins because it's linked to certainty. And certainty is you either have it or you don't. And if you have absolute certainty that you know what you know, you will come across in full authority. You will come across as the expert that you already are. And it's whenever you doubt yourself, doubt your expertise or your position on the globe, that everything comes undone.
Exactly. You know, that's a big thing. People or personal brands, let's say, fail. because people doubt that you can solve their problem. Now, why do people doubt that? Because they will believe about you what you believe about yourself. It's as simple as that. So when you aren't clear about what makes you different, when you offer too many confusing services or products, when you sound like everybody else, when you're using somebody else's voice or trying to be a bit of everything to everyone, then it creates doubt. Doubt leads to mistrust. So when you get the you right, there's no doubt.
Exactly.
And this is when you'll achieve success beyond anything that you can imagine, because you get the you right. And you've got to be certain about who you are, what you're offering, and it must connect authentically with you. And ultimately, besides the monetization, all the other things that go with this amazing program that we're offering, it's got to start with understanding yourself. You have to understand that. And if you don't, then you're going to have a problem. You really are, because you're going to be, like you say, people changing brands all the time, not being able to find themselves. You need to figure that out first. It's the first step to actually figuring out.
And that is why we don't build businesses, we build people.
Definitely.
Build people, they build businesses that they absolutely love. Yes. So Marion has brought us right back to our detail all over again. And thank you, Marion, for that. We are going to be starting with this training next Thursday. So if you are ready to jump, as soon as you jump, we will send you your welcome pack with some of the work to get on with in the meantime, so that you are not left hanging. And we want to make sure that we spread the word enough, get some of your friends involved, because business is always a lot more fun when you've got friends involved. And I want to tell you something else. And that is that online courses generally come with about a 3% completion rate. And that is not the case with my courses, because I've designed them with neuroscience in mind. And I get 100% attendance. The only time my clients can't come because something amazing is going on, they're always trying to negotiate. Please, can we move the time? Please, can we do something? So they keep me there as long as they can, and they absolutely love what they get. They're full of passion and enthusiasm, and they do a bunch of extra training. So how many hours a week is this going to take you to do? So we're going to be having a session twice a week with you. And then you're going to want to do some homework time and some accountability partner time, which is going to get you way ahead of the curve. But the whole thing is that we're keeping you up. We're not just training you. We would love you to come at the end of your month to already have your program, your signature program designed and ready to rock and roll, so that you can load it into our Influencer Academy or into your own, wherever you like. We don't mind. We're just here to serve. So the whole thing is that you will know how to speak the words that fascinate, as Caryn says. You will know your exact calling, your purpose, and how to rock it, how to totally strut your stuff. Have clients chasing you down the street rather than you knocking on doors.
Exactly. And also actionable tips on how to use your advantages, how to leverage that authority, how to become a sales master, actually by just being more you. It's the art of sales with engagement and things like that. So you're not selling, you're not going out there selling, you're just being. And through that, you're actually getting people to come in and want to work with you.
I think that's it. And once you know it's your calling, it's completely different, because it's how you serve the globe. The globe is going to be so much more poorer without your gifts being offered. And so it's not at all about that. It's really about, how many people can you serve, and yes. And making sure that is at something that is win-win, and everything is absolutely top notch. We will make sure that you see, this is the exciting part. So it's not going to be offered at this rate again, right? Not without time involved. So we're going to be on both sessions. You're going to have us to answer your questions. And you're going to be able to pop your other things and your homework and everything in the groups, and we can chat and look at everything with you and make sure that you are on track and absolutely getting the care and love that you need, because you will be our first fruits, our first little offering. That will be a prototype for groups to come. And then we will have courses that will be evergreen, where we are not involved anymore and people can press a button and watch it. And then our own offerings will be at another level. But we are so excited to do this with you and dying to see who's called to do it with us. There's absolutely no pressure. And it's just those who resonate, right, Caryn?
Absolutely. This is also, just so you know, when you come out of this, you come out with your, taglines for your resume, your LinkedIn profiles. There's a lot of marketing behind it as well. So it's monetizing your mojo, but also not just monetizing it, actually coming out with a marketing strategy that's going to help you to be able to leverage that on different platforms that you need to go. If you're going to networking events, the right words to use to sell yourself, and it's all based on you. It's not based on somebody else's words. It's words that you're going to actually work through and come up with for yourself. You're going to be able to sift through, look at the adjectives, look at the things that resonate with you, and come up with something at the end of it that's going to be like a Nike Just Do It, where you're going to say, this is me, and I'm, confidently, that's what I offer. So, no matter what profession you're in, whether you're coaching, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. It's your signature flair that you're putting on it.
And this is it. When I started to really dig deep and learn who I was, I felt bulletproof. People would challenge me and say, that is not who you are. And I'd go, you have no clue. Watch this space. I'm just starting to come out the closet.
Oh, definitely. But like I said, a lot more fun. It does. But I said earlier, Joe, people don't buy products and services, they buy you. And, you are the reason why they choose to do business with you. So the products or the services that you're selling are essentially a commodity. And I think that the other professionals in your industry are offering similar, if not exactly the same. So why should they choose you? It's because you're differentiating yourself and putting your spin on it is exactly what's going to make people want to do business with you. It's got to be real. It's got to be something that comes naturally and easily to you. And have fun. I mean, you want to do what makes you happy. So figure out what that is, and let's help you actually get there and do it.
Absolutely.
Do what you need to do.
Absolutely. So Marion's come with another question. God bless you, Marion. We love you because you're keeping us blondes on track. And
even fake blondes.
So absolutely, it's possible to do two payments. You can do one payment this month and one next month, no problem.
Yeah, we'll figure out let's decide that you want to do this, and then we'll take the next step.
How do you do it? That's the next big question we're going to get. So let's answer it before it comes up. And that is, you can contact either Caryn or myself, drop your comment here in the questions, or to us privately. Shoot us a WhatsApp, say I'm in, send me your details, and we will send you details, get you signed up, make sure that you have got your welcome pack so that you can start doing your pre-work and all that wonderful deep dive, assessing who you are and where you're coming from and what you most want to do in the world. Because when you come, if Tony Robbins says that you've got to show, the highest energy wins, whether that's an argument, a war, a passion play, whatever it is, the person with the highest energy will win. Sales, everything. And so if you can come up at that level 10 A game play, because it's your passion, because we put our finger on the pulse, right? That is what will change everything, and life then will become so fulfilling and amazing. And so that is our whole mission. Hey, Caryn.
Absolutely. And just for those that are, just curious and not quite ready to do this or whatever, if you pop your email details into the link, if we can just capture those, and I've got some, just some stuff that I'd love to send you, just little nuggets that can help you regardless. On building up your personal brand and things like that, little exercises that you can just do as a thing. Because I want you to also walk away from this with some tangible stuff that you can actually utilize. So I'm not going to go into all of that now, but if you pop your emails in, I'll send you a nice little toolkit that'll help you get on your journey. And then when you're ready to take the next step, you can. But just, so you also leave here with a little bit of value and feeling like you've actually, you've got some stuff that you can start working on.
100%. And that's what it's all about. It's about just making sure that everybody is lifted to a new level, right?
Quite right. So it's exciting though. We have so much fun. Don't you want to know how to read people? Read the people that you're actually talking to and figure it out. That's part of the training, actually being able to read people and being able to, I always use the poker analogy, you know, at the highest level of play. Poker is not a game of reading cards, it's a game of reading people. And it goes the same for anything that you're doing. It's being able to speak in a language that your listener will understand. So that's the communication side of what we're doing as well. We've touched on the branding and that, but you also want to be able to communicate to your audience in a way that they get it.
Oh, and
so that's also covered.
By the way, Ricky says he has to do your assessment. That's it. So I think so expect your next client coming in quick.
Fantastic. Everybody should do it. You have to know this. And Fascinate is it's the only one of its kind that tells you how the world sees you. Wouldn't you like to know that? How you're viewed by other people, just be more of it.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna just let the cat out the bag here. When Caryn told me, we collapsed laughing. It was hilarious, wasn't it?
It was.
I still laugh whenever I think about it. So, but we're not going to tell you now. Only those who are on the course will discover what that is.
But just for the record, Jo is an overachiever with everything she does.
Yeah, I think that's called ADD or, you know, something else. But anyway.
No, it's called excellence. Thanks. And it's called raising the bar, which is fantastic.
Thanks, Caryn.
And tapping into trends, Jo, you do that. And this is certainly trending right now. It's definitely the place to be. It's discovering, I think more and more people are realizing the importance of that. So thank you for the wonderful platform that you've actually given all of us to be able to even use to leverage our own brands. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
I just feel so blessed, you know, I really do. And so excited to have those who are wanting to jump with us and do this exciting thing. And those who not yet ready, know that you are loved anyway, and that one day you'll be ready and we'll be here in some form or another. And what else have we got to tell people before we wrap up? Because we're about to wrap up. We've got
that this is the type of course that you are going to absolutely, it's going to be so much fun. You know, there's so much serious stuff in the world at the moment, and so many, you know, people going through so many hectic things that you just want a safe space where you can just really have a lot of fun while you're doing it and really discover who you are in a safe place where everybody's just, you know, there to support you along your way. It's not just a course, it's more than that. Especially if you take it to, you know, you're getting your mentorship and you're actually part of such an amazing community where you've got the likes of Stephen and everyone around that are there to support you. A WhatsApp message away.
Oh, and we've got Agatha, and we've got
Agatha, wonderful.
Natalie online, everybody's
wonderful. All the amazing coaches, and it's wonderful, yes.
And what's so exciting about this is that we're going to be growing our influencer mentor community.
Exactly. And we've all got, again, there's no competition. We all bring our own skills and our own unique flair. So there's space for everybody. That's what's so amazing about it. When you start operating in your zone of genius, there is no competition. You don't have to be threatened by anyone else around you because you've got your own stamp, your own, you know, that's what it is. It's your own key characteristics that you bring.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing I want to quickly mention before we disappear. We've got Jennifer there. Hey, Jennifer. The other thing is that everything that I do is about a mastermind. So it's not about us training you, although that's what we're here to do. It's about your value coming to the table as well. So we're not here as the experts where you have to shut up and listen. That's not at all how we operate. We're all here to share wisdom and insight, and that is what makes it so magic, because we expect everybody to come up with their A game and to truly participate, because that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And if you don't know what your A game is, you will by the end of this. That's a given.
Oh, so looking forward to it. Caryn, thank you for being with us this evening and for bringing your gifts to this course. And let's just remind everybody that we have been discussing 1 month to monetize your mojo, pivot with purpose and fascination. And that is what we've been discussing. And it is a 5-week program, 10 sessions with Caryn and I live, so you can get your questions answered. There are workbooks, worksheets, assessments, all sorts of other goodies for your LinkedIn and Facebook wording and your everything that you do, and you will learn how to monetize your passion and your calling, your heart song, your unique zone of genius, so that you can show up in a way that you have absolutely zero competition in the world. And the other thing we wanted to say was, it's 10 sessions. Oh, and it's in US dollars, 888. And if you need to do that on a payment plan, just give us a little message, send us something so we can send you the details. As soon as you are in, we will get you a welcome pack, and we will be starting with this training next Thursday. Those who get in ASAP, the first 10 people will get an extra session with Caryn and I. So that is our special bonus for our early birds who jump. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for participating with your wonderful questions. We have so enjoyed this time with you. And what else, Caryn?
That's it. I look forward to everybody coming along and finding out what their brilliant gifts are. You know,
Cheers,
discover
everyone.
that brilliant difference.
Thanks.
I don't have a cheers.
Cheers. What happened?
I don't know.
Don't you get the memo?
I don't cheers.
Me, you have to have something gorgeous to drink.
Next time I'm coming with my big glass with my blueberries and my tonics and
Good stuff. Good stuff. Love you all. Thanks, everyone.
bye everybody.
She's in. Yay, man.
Yay. Awesome. We look forward to it. See you soon. Bye.
Let's just go. Hang on a second. There we go.
Are we off live?
We should be off live. It takes another few seconds, but we should be off live. Stephen says, thank you, ladies, for a fascinating session. For joining us. Here we go. We're done.
Awesome.
Well done.
I think that went well.
Very well. Very well.
Oh.